You can see God in anything your reflections in. I can find God in anything I'm reflecting in. You can see God in anything your reflections in. I can find God in anything I'm reflecting in. You can see God in anything your reflections in. I can find God in anything I'm reflecting in. You can see God in anything your reflections in. I can find God in anything.
Some people open up their eyes and see the world they know outside. I can close my eyes and see all that and way beyond. When these trials of life come heavy and these obstacles get hard, feeling like I need some answers, I just go and talk to God. I just go and talk to God when I'm looking for guidance. Me more than sight, need vision, need direction when I'm blinded. Then I start that conversation with that voice I hear inside me. And the conversation starts with a voice inside that sounds just like me when I talk to God.
See God in anything.
When I talk to God.
Find God in anything.
When I talk to
You
God.
can see God in anything.
When I talk to
I
God.
can find God in anything.
When I talk to God.
See God in anything your reflections in. I can find God in anything I'm reflecting in. You can see God in anything your reflections in. I can find God in anything I'm reflecting in.
My daddy said don't ever assume, ask questions. It's ironic it was that advice that helped this song happen. It was also that advice that led me to my life's blessings. That same advice helped me make it through life's lessons. It was that advice that separates grown-ups away from children. That advice can be the difference from knowing or just believing. It was that advice that brought the gavel down on my decision of breaking the mental chains of this man created religions. His faith and belief, nonsense, the biggest scam ever. I hate to say it, I swear this one hell of a mental illness. We don't believe no other time. Why we do it with these religions? The fact that COVID's killing while all of these guys is missing. A lot of hide and seek and peekaboos. Guys playing games with you. I'ma just assume he ain't got no COVID miracles. Maybe he ran out after making the donkey talk, or them stories about a guy walking on water tides. This is simply a distraction to keep you away from you and to look outside for a God when the God is inside of you. When you close your eyes at night to pray to that voice you talking to, when you ready to face the truth, you realize that voice is you.
You can see God in anything your reflections in. I can find God in anything I'm reflecting in. You can see God in anything your reflections in. I can find God in anything I'm reflecting in. You can see God in anything your reflections in. I can find God in anything I'm reflecting in. You can see God in anything your reflections in. I can find God in anything I'm reflecting in.
Dirty South, Southeast, Midwest, my piece, up top, down deep, East Coast, Northeast, copper skin, gold teeth, good green, good eats, cornrows, roll neat, big mama, big chief, still here, ain't gone, told lies, lied on, done dirty, done wrong, Jim Crow shit, niggas ain't fold, our land, our home, leave where, ain't going, big bricks, up north, down south, red soil, real tears, real fears, cards stacked, cards hid, games played, snakes near, Coattail Pro, leaders got killed, shotguns, big house, red clay, big mounds, cornbread, been fed, red bones, dark brown. This is for the traps I know, copper tone strong, all my folks, prisoners of war, identity, change name, gone land stone. This is for the home of the brave, this is for the land of the free, this is for them real Indians, past to the present looking like me. This is for the tribes I know, copper tone strong, all my folks, prisoners of war, identity, change name, gone land stone. This is for the home of the brave, this is for the land of the free, this is for them real landlords, past to the present looking like me. Landlords, big and small, Seminoles, Chickasaws, Choctaws, Cherokees, all tribes in between. His story been wrong, our story getting told. No ships, no boats, been here, been home. TPs didn't own, out west didn't roam. Fried bread, hell no. Soul food, that's gold. Raw troops unfold our story, re-roll our land, our home. Leave where? Ain't going. This is for the tribes I know, copper tone strong, all my folks. folks. Prisoners of war, identity change, name gone, let's go. This is for the home of the brave. This is for the land of the free. This is for the real Indians, past to the present, looking like me. This is for the tribes I know, copper tone strong, all my folks. Prisoners of war, identity change, name gone, let's go. This is for the home of the brave. This is for the land of the free. This is for them real landlords, past to the present, looking like me.
Gotta add. Okay. All right. And says, what's up? D, can you hear me? What's up?
Good morning, everybody. Let's wake and bake.
Man.
I love that song right there. Oh my God, that song goes so hard. That song goes so hard.
Yeah, that's wild because I was talking with him and we was talking about the our story, and I was talking about, man, I hadn't heard that song straight from the deck in a long time. And he was like, this was before he had did the video or anything. And then he was like, yeah, I'm gonna do a little something to that. And yeah, he did that. I like that.
Yeah, that's fire, Callie.
Yeah. Man, look. So, hey. So y'all, I've been over here experimenting, and I introduced my sister to something called the firecracker. I don't know if any of the other wakers and bakers that'll see this know anything about that. But yeah. How did you enjoy that, D?
Oh me, right? Yeah, I loved it. It's I'm on it right now.
Yeah,
I took
it's
it
it's
last night. It's really good. I can say it's a really smooth ride. Like it's good. It's really good. I love it. I love it.
I
I'm
had
high
I
as
had
all
one.
outside right now. Just well, not I'm high on life right now. Just I'm high on life right now.
Yeah. Well, I had my little cracker a while ago, getting ready for the show. So y'all, it's a whole recipe to it or whatnot. I can share that with y'all if you're interested. But man, so before we get into it, I was like, it might be kind of funny, I don't know, or to share how I was feeling like the other night when I took that thing. Man, look, I wanted to just play some music to just give y'all some idea of where your boy was. Hold on. And the graphic to go with it. This is where I was so in La La Land, y'all. It was crazy. You ever be like, you get your headphones, like you get a good high going, and this thing taking all day. And you get your headphones and you want to hear a certain tune, you have your music going.
Oh
Can
yeah, that
y'all
was
hear
me.
that?
Yeah, you're good. I can hear it.
Man,
I was
I
listening to
was
Lena James
zooming.
all night. Well, for about an hour straight.
Robotic arm of the space shuttle. We've done it with
And it's
first launch
slow
of
down too.
modules. Prepare for lightspeed.
Hey, you can't tell me you don't feel about to blast off. Man, I was so gone. That shit hitting right now. All right. Y'all get the point. Let me stop this thing. It's still playing in my ear. Y'all get the point. That's where I was, D. That shit hitting even right now. But I wanted to get to. Let me see. I wanted to share that so people know what it's about. This is episode 2 of the Wake and Bake podcast. We're gonna share a few topics. Got with me Dewana from the We Call BS podcast. Y'all check that out on YouTube. Making sure that y'all are liking and trying to share this out and subscribe to the channel as we try to grow. So what I got on the agenda for today, let's see. Maybe the first thing I want to bring out is this Hunter Biden pardon. I don't know. Y'all want to talk about that first? Do you want to skip around a little bit, or you want to? Because I know you
that's
might have
cool,
to
Eli.
come out.
Yeah, I gotta go in because I'm about to start getting ready for work. But I'm listening. I'm tuning in. I'm listening, and I'll jump in.
Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna go in with this Hunter Biden pardon and check in on that because y'all recall what he had said. You know, y'all know he said what he wasn't gonna do. Hold on, let me have to pause, man. Pause, man. Let's share the screen, y'all. Let me share the screen. All right, y'all should be seeing that.
That's this message. The message this morning from not just Donald Trump, but from President Joe Biden himself. The president issuing a full and unconditional pardon to his son Hunter after repeatedly insisting in public that he wouldn't do it. And to defend his decision, the president adopted an argument that could have come straight out of Donald Trump's playbook. Blame your political opponents and claim unfair persecution. President Biden said this, quote, "The charges in his cases came about only after several of my political opponents in Congress instigated them to attack me and oppose my election." The president adding, quote, "No reasonable person who looks at the facts of Hunter's cases can reach any other conclusion than Hunter was singled out only because he is my son. And that is wrong," end quote. President Biden pardoning his son not just for the gun crime.
Hold on, so dude, not only did he said he was gonna abide by it, and they'll show some clips probably of that a little later, but he's saying that the system, it's actually under his administration, that the DOJ is having some issues, that is corrupt, it's become politicized. Now, if he gets to say that, if he can say that, why can't Trump say that even more so being the opposing person? Like what's really going on here? So I just want to make sure we peeping that.
Biden said y'all can go to hell. That's his son. Biden said y'all can kiss his pasty white ass. And he is leaving out the office. He's gonna be outside playing in the streets. And Biden said, my baby boy coming home, and y'all can go to hell, and I don't care. I mean, as a parent, what would you do? I probably do the same thing. No lie. He ain't killed nobody. I mean, I don't know if he did or not, but
the pardon
that's true.
is not what people mad about. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody I never doubted it. I don't think he ever believed that he wouldn't. That's
I don't even
thing.
know he was probably what he even said. He probably don't even remember what he said. He just don't even remember. He don't know what he said 3 seconds ago. So how we gonna remember? How you gonna remember what he said and didn't say? He don't remember shit. He don't remember nothing. He just outside.
And therefore, why he shouldn't be? He should not be where he at. And there's another okie doke I'll tell y'all about. I just alluded to another okie doke. I wonder if they'll try to pull it, but let me play some more of the video.
Crimes for which he was convicted, and not just for the tax crimes for which he pled guilty. Instead, Biden gave his son an extraordinarily sweeping pardon for any and all crimes he committed, may have committed, or even merely been involved in at any point in the last 10 years. That broad language, unlike any in recent history and reminiscent only of President Gerald Ford's pardon of Richard Nixon for, quote, all offenses against the United States, end quote, that the former president had or may have committed during his entire presidency. Trying to explain his decision to Americans, President Biden made a personal appeal. He said this, quote, I hope Americans will understand why a father and a president would come to this decision, he said last night.
And there you
Understand,
go, as a father.
Americans might, though they'll have to be forgiven for thinking that all of this was off the table.
Is there any possibility that the president would end up pardoning his son?
No. I just said no. I just answered.
Oh, I can't stand her ass. She get on my damn nerves.
So I've answered this question before. It was asked of me not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, and I was very clear and I said no.
You said before that the president would not pardon his son. Is that still the case?
Nothing has changed. That is still the case.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes. I said I abide by the jury decision. I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
I could speak for the president, and he said he would not pardon his son.
Does the president have any intention of pardoning him?
We've been asked that question multiple times. Our answer stands, which is no.
Well, it stood until last night.
Hey, wait, though, because like they give you multiple opportunities to pull back a little bit. I mean, there's multiple opportunities for you to say, I'm not so sure right now. I'm just watching the way things are going, and but no, he just kept emphatically saying, no, I will not. No, I will not pardon him. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So I mean, and then people have an issue with calling it a lie. Yeah, that's pretty close to a lie. That's pretty close to it.
You don't remember. He don't even remember saying it. He don't even remember what he did. He don't know what he said. He don't remember. I mean, and to be honest, like I said, what parent wouldn't? And I don't want to hear shit from nobody for what happened with in January 26th, what they call them, the January 26th boys or whatever. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear a damn thing. If Biden can pardon his crackhead son, you know what? I don't want to hear shit.
Oh, when he pulled the pardon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean,
I don't want to hear nothing. I don't hear nothing. They can't say nothing. They can't say a damn thing to nobody. And it just further shows how the Democrats, not even just the Democrats, how both sides just do what they want to do.
But it's really it's playing like a chess game, like for real, because not only is this happening with this pardon, and like I was saying, part of what Biden was saying, or the reason is that the whole system has become politicized, and he can't be tried fairly under the DOJ. And the thing is that this is the DOJ that's under his administration. You see what I'm saying? This is the current DOJ that's doing this. It's not the people that Trump trying to bring in, because they ain't taking the reins yet. So Hunter Biden is being tried under his own father's DOJ. So now, if you're going to say that it was politicized against you and you're the sitting candidate and that's your DOJ, how can you not say that's the case for the opposing candidate? They had a strong argument at that point that, and that's exactly what they were saying, that the system was against them. So how can you not, dismiss the cases, I guess, that the DOJ has against him? And then we got to see that play. That's it's playing like a chess game for real.
They disgusting. They just disgusting.
Joining us now, Saleha Mohsin, senior Washington correspondent for Bloomberg, Isaac Dever, CNN senior reporter, Megan Hayes, former director of message planning for the Biden White House, and Brad Todd, Republican strategist and CNN political commentator. Welcome to all of you. Megan Hayes, look, you know, many of our viewers have gotten to know you, but you really do know this family. You worked inside this White House for a very long time. Can you help us understand how they got to this decision? Because I have to say, I've talked to some people who thought the president wouldn't get there because he was concerned about his legacy. Obviously, something really changed.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I didn't actually think he'd get there till much later in the last couple months of his term. But I do think with some of the nominations that Trump has put up, I think it probably caused a little bit of worry for him. But also, I think people have to remember the president has lost 2 children already, and he does not need to lose another one to more political, witch hunts that the president's calling them. He worries about Hunter going to jail.
But see, that ain't even the thing. Like, again, going back to what we saying, as a parent, would you not, would you not have pardoned your son? Like,
I sure would.
I would have did it.
Depending on the circumstances, the situation. He just smoking a little crack. Hey, whatever. He probably was smoking crack while he was still in prison, so he didn't change his ways. So he didn't unalive nobody. They say depend on the situation, but these charges, yeah, come on home. Prodigal son, come on, bring your ass home.
And I just remembered, wasn't there allegations a while back, y'all, of they found cocaine in the White House?
Yeah, that was probably Hunter Biden's. That's his cocaine. He just snorting all over the White House. He don't give a damn front lawn, east lawn, it don't matter. He coked out.
It's wild.
I mean, your daddy, the whole president of the free world of the United States of America. I mean, who gonna stop him? Who gonna stop him?
That's kind of unstoppable addict status.
Yeah.
I mean, you should be able to get whatever you want at that point.
Ain't nobody gonna check him. His daddy gonna half-ass know what he's doing. And Auntie Cam, she's somewhere.
Who is Auntie Cam?
Kamala Harris. That's Auntie Cam.
Oh.
Who's Auntie Cam? That's Auntie Cam. She's someone fixing,
Oh, that's the video I needed. I needed the one where she was talking about don't let anybody take your power.
Oh, that's when she was sounding drunk on that I forgot the show she was on. She was.
I'm gonna play this
like
one. I'm gonna try to look for it before this one get done. I'm gonna try to find it. All right, let's play this.
Oh, there's a lot of things wrapped up in this, but I think at the end of the day, the president made a decision as a father to keep his son out of jail and out of harm's way moving forward.
Just to pick up on something you said at the top of your answer, you think the selection, for example, of Kash Patel played into this decision?
I think that some of these nominations that Trump has been putting forward and leaving this in the hands of other folks, I think is worrisome to the president. I mean, President Trump and Kash Patel have said they're going to go after their political enemies. They're going after retribution. I think that Hunter Biden has been seen as the person that they've gone after many times. And I don't think the president's going to leave that to chance when he leaves office. He, again, does not want to lose another son. He has lost 2 children already, and he does not want this to go on any further once he leaves office.
Isaac DeVere, what's your reporting kind of behind the scenes on, how this came to be? But also, I mean, we have seen some Democratic reaction already criticizing the president for this. I mean, we saw a tweet from the Colorado governor, a Democrat, Jared Polis, saying it's bad precedent that could be abused by later presidents. Congressman Greg Stanton said, I respect President Biden, but I think he got this one wrong. And then Joe Walsh, who is a former congressman, Republican congressman who's become a Trump critic, he was on MSNBC. He put it this way. Let's play it because it's kind of a...
Hey, I think I found the Harris video. I think maybe we should switch to that one.
Oh, okay, cool. I just sent you a text too.
Okay, good. All right, cool. I'm gonna play this one, y'all, and let's see. Let's talk about it.
I know this is an uncertain time. I'm clear-eyed about that. I know you're clear-eyed about it, and it feels heavy. And I just have to remind you, don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same ability to engage and inspire.
Maybe was that one too quick? That was the one I found. That was crazy. Like, what was that?
If she don't go lay
Like,
down some damn way and sit in the corner, she get on my damn nerves. I swear, she get on my nerves.
but this is
She's just a bunch of. That sound like that whole speech. Tomorrow is today. Today was forevermore, and 2 seconds ago. That's all she just all the way around her ass just to scratch her elbow.
we have been unburdened by what has been, though.
Yeah, that's the one.
We have been unburdened by what has been. It was a video when I started to talk about I'll go ahead and go into it now. Started to talk about the Chicago quote being upset about the migrants. I'm gonna play this short. Oh, I gotta rewind it. Gotta pause it. Because this sister said something, and then she alluded to Kamala when she said it at the end of her speech. Y'all check this out.
Acting like y'all representing some social justice.
Say that.
But all along,
Say
all
that.
you're doing is trying to use black people
Say
to
that.
find a reason to make some money.
Say
Let me
that.
tell y'all something over there. We're done. The Democratic Party is done. They're taking no disrespect from a bunch of people who have broke into the country and now have completely broke the city, have completely disgraced the United States of America. The number one function of a president is to be the commander-in-chief. You tell me anything about a Kamala Harris that looks like she can protect this country. Y'all have sat up here and put America's hands in all kind of wars. Kamala Harris, who don't know what race she is, gonna protect this country? The devil is a lie.
That woman is.
Hey, she snapped, y'all. Y'all heard what she said? And I don't know about y'all, but say call it what you will. That was one of the things I think that was hard for some people to say out in public about Kamala Harris, and that I was trying to put it out there is that honestly, I didn't feel like she'd be taken seriously. I mean, I never took her seriously. Never saw her in a light where she could say something and put together an intelligent speech. Shoot, I might play it. Y'all remember Billy Madison? Shoot, that's how I feel after listening sometime to Kamala speak
You
about
know, bro,
something.
you know that part in the Color Purple where Mr. and he was about to marry somebody, tried to marry Celia, and he married Celia, and the kids said they picked up the rock and said, "Not my mammy." That's how I feel
Yeah.
about Kamala Harris. No,
Oh.
okay, hit it right in the head with the rock. You're not my mammy. No, go. I can't. I'm telling you, man. If that woman would have got in office, she would have foobarred the country up. I'm telling you, she would have fucked it up bad.
It's like
I can't stand her. But I'm gonna mute myself.
they edited a bottle in her hand. No, let me. I didn't play that one. Let me see if I can find it right quick though. That would be funny to play. Let's see. It's Saturday morning, y'all. Hey, y'all, we just chilling. It's kind of like a grown vibe Saturday morning. Y'all remember getting up watching the X-Men? I really hope that one day we get big enough where I can do some things more like that with my games and stuff. Kamala Harris. Hennessy bottle.
Hey, while we y'all go follow talk with Unscrambled Minds with Dulcinea. Shout out to Dulcinea and the VCU members, Top Cats, everybody that follows Voodoo Doll TV House. Of course, Our Story with Chief Cali, Minister of Information. Just want to throw those on the channels that I follow and get my information from. So I just want to say good morning to the tribe. Love you guys and everybody. I'm back up.
Dang, I see other people playing it, but I wanna find like a real one. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Let me find a real one. I don't know. This might be the best one I can find. First one pop up. We'll try this one.
Rule number 1 of drinking: never drink and drive. Rule number 2 of drinking: never drink and use your phone. At best, you may drunk dial an ex. At worst, you may send a day's Thanksgiving address to your country. The internet says Kamala Harris has done the latter, that she released a drunk video message. So Harris has kept to herself after the elections. We know that. No major public appearances, no policy speeches. Her team says she's coping with the results. That could mean some downtime after weeks of intense campaigning. But the internet is convinced that Harris has taken to the bottle. They've even used artificial intelligence to drive home their point. Of course, we don't know what the truth is. But the video is not all that encouraging. If we were in Harris's team, we probably wouldn't have released it. But hey, what do we know? We did not raise $1 billion for campaigning, still end up in debt, and also lose the election.
That's not
Anyway,
video,
take a
though.
look.
Ever let anybody take your power from you? You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same ability, and to find the ability at this moment, to find the ability at this moment, to find the ability at this moment.
Cheers. Okay, cheers. Cheers.
On this day, the T20 World Cup banned by the US moved across to the West Indies. What do you expect?
Hello, I'm Alison Green, coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have
Start with a report on India's shifting nuclear policy. The first time in India officially became a nuclear power.
Hello and welcome to First World America. I'm Aaron Ham, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Washington, D.C.
Hey. Hey, girl.
Afternoon. Y'all were in town. I couldn't let it go without coming by to say hello.
We thank.
And to
He
say
just got through drinking a Four Loko. I used to drink Four Locos. I know Four Loko
extraordinary
slushies when I
leaders.
hear one.
I wanted to come by and say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, whatever
funny.
you may celebrate. But most important, let's make sure we celebrate each other. Let's make sure we please have a seat. I'm
This is a black
just a
event.
minute. I am not here to
I
give
said,
a
what is
long
ND?
speech. I'm here to give greetings.
Against National Black
But here's what
Caucus.
I want to say.
See what
This
it
is the season for us to be thankful, to celebrate our blessings, and to reinvigorate ourselves
Sorry, y'all. That
about
was
the
my
blessings
my,
we
my
have yet
daughter
to
calling.
create for each other and the people we represent.
She just got through drinking
And you
spice
all are
eggnog.
the leaders
It's
on the
Christmas time.
ground
Yeah, I forgot about
who
that.
are doing the work that is about lifting people up. Y'all have heard me say so many times. I do believe the true measure of the strength of a leader is not based on who you beat down, it is based on who you lift up.
Going into
I'm surprised you
2025.
didn't
And
start
that
talking about
is
the
the
lift
work
up
that
game.
each of you does every
Told you it still
day.
work.
Your work benefits people that for the most part may never know your name or mine. People you may never meet.
Ooh, she's so
Yours
angry.
is the work that is a response to a calling to serve, a calling to sacrifice, to work
What the hell?
long
What
hours,
the
to
hell she
work
talking
long
about?
days,
Eli,
to meet the
what is she
needs
talking about?
of the people. Yours is the work that is also the calling that our
You
country.
know what's funny? That is
I
her
don't
crowd of
think
people that
she
she's
gonna
reaching.
know. Listening to her talk, it's like
No, you know what's the funniest
listen to.
day
Imagine
ever,
if she was
bro.
the president.
So Kamala.
Y'all remember the day we was in here reacting and Brandon was producing everything?
See that's one reason why you can't take her seriously, and this is why I say like I'm gonna play. I think he's gonna play this one.
Mr. Madison is
This
ahead by 1 point.
it's just not. I'm gonna play this
Each
clip
competitor
because
will
it's
select the final
funny.
category for his opponent. Mr.
It's so
Madison will go
funny.
first. Mr. Gordon, choose the topic. English literature, U.S. presidents, My Wife the Tramp, Burning Dog Poo and the Human Response, Reflections of Society and Literature,
Reflections of Society and Literature.
Good luck, schmuck.
Mr. Madison. The Industrial
This
Revolution
is
changed the
Kamala,
face of the
y'all.
modern novel
This
forever.
is Kamala.
Discuss, citing specific examples.
Come on. Okay. The Industrial Revolution to me is just like a story I know called The Puppy Who Lost His Way. The world was changing, and the puppy was getting
Yo, this ain't
bigger.
Kamala.
So you see, the puppy was like industry in that they were both lost in the woods. And nobody, especially the little boy, society, knew where to find them.
We know she be drunk as Scooter Brown.
Except that the puppy was a dog. But the industry, my friends, that was a revolution.
That made more sense than what the shit she be saying.
Nip-high football rules!
And then you throw some celebrities at you, you know, they get a shout from you. So nobody know what you're talking about.
Mr.
Hey,
Madison,
check this
what
out.
you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
And that's what every
I award you
podcast
no
that she went
points,
on, they should have told her that
and may
shit.
God have mercy on
They
your
let her
soul.
cackle and go on like never before.
Bruh, like that is how I feel listening to her talk. For real. That is so crazy. Oh my gosh. This lady be talking like nothing. Like, what are you saying?
And she swears
You
she
know
be
what I'm saying?
eating too. She swears she be eating.
Oh man, and be so off, so off. Dang. I don't even know what. Let
I
me
would have
see
loved
what.
to see her in a debate with JD Vance.
Oh, he demolished that lady. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
he would have did to her what Mike Tyson should have did to Jake Paul.
Yeah, bet.
Bite his ear off.
Man, I hear that was a huge disappointment.
Did you play that clip from the from Mayor? I wasn't sure if you because I had to step away for a few minutes. It was about the Mayor Brandon Johnson.
Oh, yeah, I was trying to find some clips on that. Let me see. 'Cause, I thought I had copied and paste those. I gotta get used to looking at this thing. Okay, I see black. I think, okay, yeah, I have a video right here. I have it. Yeah, let's see. Share this tab. See what this stuff.
It's not playing. I mean, we can't hear it.
Can't hear it. Hold up.
Nah.
I can't hear that? Okay, hold on. Let me try to share it this way. Browser is off connection. Share audio. Try share it. Screen again. Restart browser if this continues. Okay. It said I gotta share it another way, or I might have to restart my browser. Hopefully, I don't have to do that. Let's try this, y'all. Y'all let me know. Okay.
At City Hall this
Can
afternoon.
y'all hear that?
That was good. Great.
And Lourdes, good afternoon. Veteran alders say they don't recall the city being this far from a budget deal this late in the calendar, but that's the situation here as talks heat up. 29 days before the budget deadline, tension is growing at City Hall. Council members say they're worried about service disruptions and credit downgrades if a deal is not worked out. The Johnson administration insists there's still time to reach agreement.
We're in the midst of negotiations with alders. We're in the midst of hearing their ideas. We're in the midst of running numbers based on what they're asking us.
Mayor Johnson started negotiations pushing for a $300 million property tax hike to avoid cuts and furloughs. That was unanimously rejected. Then the mayor pitched a $150 million property tax plan before abandoning that idea.
The people of Chicago say a lot of things to me, but they never say, Mayor Johnson, could you just cut these services? Mayor Johnson, can you just lay off more people? No one. I've been mayor for 18 months. Not one constituent has ever come up to me and said, lay off police officers.
But you know what he did? They telling him get these damn illegal immigrants out of here because that's
Then
what
in
that's what he's trying to put that money towards the illegal immigrants and they not the citizens is not having that at all. They sick of this nigga. They tired of his ass. And me too.
No.
And I don't even live in Chicago.
He's
I want him gone
a
bad.
He's a whole mess. He's a whole mess.
Services. Mayor Johnson, can you just lay off more people? No one. I've been mayor for 18 months. Not one constituent has ever come up to me and said, lay off police officers, lay off firefighters, lay off street and sanitation workers.
Now it seems the mayor has settled on a package less than $100 million, perhaps tying the property tax increase to the consumer price index level, also known as CPI.
I know the mayor proposed $150 million. I don't think we're going to land at that number. We'll probably be closer to CPI than the 150, but nonetheless, there will be some level of property tax increase that will be part of the package.
Also apparently scrapped from the mayor's initial plans, a hike on liquor sales and $60 million more for guaranteed basic income program. New taxes being discussed include parking and rideshare surcharges. Last week, a group of 15 alders released this letter recommending the city shrink the budget back to pre-pandemic spending levels. The mayor has dismissed that idea.
They're not interested in working with us. They're not interested in working with our proposal, and they just want to continue to spend money. They want to continue to raise revenue.
Bottom line here this afternoon, there's no consensus yet on the right mix of revenue and cuts as the clock winds down. Live from City Hall, Tamon Bradley, WGN News.
I know something that'll cut a couple $1 billion off. Get rid of those immigrants.
That'll save y'all some money right there. That'll help everybody taxes come down right there. Oh, but Brandon Johnson says that's a threat to America.
And to the black family.
Yeah, he did.
For Thanksgiving, city council members are looking to sell about $806 million in municipal bond refinancing, all while there's a budget standoff with the mayor.
You are going down in history as the worst mayor in America. Let's start with cutting yours. You making too much money. Let's start there. And now let's start with the police detail you had, the 200 police detail you had. Let's start with that, because you Democrats, and you remember you told us to defund the police. Remember, you ran on that. Remember, you was the defund the police. Let's start with that. Let's defund the police detail that you had.
Uh-oh.
And let's put the police back in our neighborhood, because we're not for defunding the police.
Trump, Tom Homan, make an example out this girl right here. Trump, Tom Homan, make an example of that girl right here first. Please come here first, because you know what? We're going to help you. We want to forensic.
Ma'am, I would ask that you keep your, hold on a second. Stop her time. Stop her time.
You told Trump you ain't gonna blink? Well, we ain't either. You went above the law. And where you gonna run to when Trump pulls that Trump card out on you?
There's a 10-year prison sentence when you want to stand up here for those illegals.
You all sit up there and said you will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in $1 billion deficit. And you spent half of our money, half of that on illegals.
It's simple.
You campaign and double down that you would not raise property taxes. I ain't gonna do that. You campaign went around doing that. And here we are right now. You wanted to raise our taxes $300 million. They shut it down. Now we back here for $150 million. Okay. See, this is what we asking now. Since you want to crash out, some of y'all say y'all willing to go to jail for it. Trump, Tom Homan, make an example out this Negro right here first. Please come here first, because you know what? We're going to help you. We want to forensic.
Ma'am, I would ask that you keep your, hold on a second. Stop her time. Stop her time. Just a second. Just a second. Stop her time. Ma'am, I would ask that you, if you want to continue speaking.
Shut up, Mohawk.
If you want to continue speaking, you have to make sure that your language is appropriate. Okay.
Nah.
She wanted to say so bad.
Nah,
Get this nigga out of here. I know. I felt that in my bones. She wanted to say that.
But still though, hey, she did not say nigger or nigga. She
called him.
She said Negro, and he still wanted to call her on the language the whole time. Because that shit hit him right in his soul. She was speaking, boy. She was speaking.
Yeah, she was going in on him. Get this nigga out of here.
But real talk. They that's what Holman is saying. He was like, look, you can step aside. You ain't gotta help us. It'd be nice to have your help. You ain't gotta help us, but we coming to get them. Now he's saying if you stand in our way, now that's a crime. Now you can get arrested. And that's what Brandon Johnson, that's what he talking about. Like what is going on? I'm really curious, D. What type of neurosis is going on in this Negro brain that he think he's finna oppose the feds that's coming in to get the illegals? Like really, bro? Like what are you thinking?
It goes back to I think what we've been seeing, and I think what we talked about last week, how we're just being replaced in real time, right in front of our faces, with these illegal immigrants. They're coming in to get out, they use up our resources. They assimilate into our culture, because it's not just the Venezuelans that's coming in, and people that actually look like us coming in here as well, and we being replaced without even doing anything, without even knowing it, and doing anything about it.
Well, see, I think now I could be. That's where I get into, I'm not saying, I know this is reaching a bit, but when you look at the numbers of abortions, okay, in melanated community, that have taken place, I think, since the late 70s, right? It's estimated about 19 million.
Correct.
19 million. That's a whole nation. That's a whole generation, right? Gone.
Right.
Now, the tune of the illegals that I heard that have been estimated to be here was right around that, or at
Same number.
lowest 12 million to that same number. And I'm like, I just I just couldn't help but notice that was kind of interesting to me, to see that, and to know that you have not instantly, almost in some ways, replaced a generation, because some of them coming across the board, you ain't got to wait for them to grow up. They already at that age. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
they
the
already at
generation that wasn't aborted in 70s in their country.
and the fact that they coming over here again to get out to our government is helping them to surpass us at some point. They playing the long game where we still playing the short end of the sticks over here. So that's why Trump was so adamant about if you have a baby, illegal immigrant have a baby here, well, the baby got to go back too, because now you're anchored your child to American culture, to American benefits, to American society. And most of these people, where do they live at? They're in our communities for the most part.
Yeah.
So they got to go get the baby, take everybody to feed us.
Yeah, well, that's
Everybody
what
got to go.
when Holman said it, I don't see nothing wrong with that, because to his point, when he was doing his other law enforcement duties, if somebody, if a citizen got in trouble, you separating them from their family. That was a point he was making. They was like, oh, you're gonna separate people from the families, and he was like, hey, we can send them all back, and it's also, if we had to, that's what happens when you break the law. How about that?
Yeah, it's literally no difference, none whatsoever. So they can
But I don't understand what kind of people have we become, that we don't understand this type of thinking, that A goes
because
to
we want to
B
be
to C.
empathetic and sympathetic to every other race instead of being at least somewhat I don't say stingy, but we need to be Black Americans need to be stingy and think about what we want as a for the future, for our generations, even for now. We need to be stingy in that regard. Like, we want to include everybody because we so empathetic and sympathetic to everybody else's needs except for our own. We'll put our shit on the back burner. That's just how we are as a group of people. We'll give the shirt off our backs, but we won't take care of our own selves. We won't clothe our own selves. And we get these people coming in, and then of course they may look like us, but their mindset is not like us at all. They come over here with a totally different mindset. I have a few African clients that I cut. Their mindset is completely different than ours, like completely. So we just got to do better. Like you said, we got to learn to unlearn some of these things that we've been taught to, based through some of these politicians. Again, they use Barack Obama, they use Kamala Harris, they use Maxine Waters, Shirley Chisholm, all these people who look like us, and then they get in these spaces and places, and they don't do anything for our communities, because at some point, I think they will probably think coming in that they're going to be able to do some changes and make some effective changes in our communities. But when they get in these places, and like, no, y'all, this is a whole different ballgame of what you think that you thought you was going to do to help your people. Now you can help yourself, or you can get going, and we put somebody else in here who's going to do what we want to do too. So, it's a catch-22 for a lot of these people. So we wonder, like, oh, why don't do shit for our communities? But they can't. They're gonna build themselves up or their families up and do a little bit just to make it look like they're doing stuff, for the community. And that's why they have the little bike drives of chicken, turkey, and all that shit during Thanksgiving holidays, but no real effective changes in our communities.
See, I wonder, well, how would it be possible? Like I see, I don't know. I just wonder, well, how do you do it? You have to have the right, I guess, character person in it. And you know what? That brings me to something I want to say about AI. When you think about character of person, and putting somebody in a position like that can't be bought, because when you look at the politicians in these positions, maybe they come in innocent at lower local levels, and I don't know, as they go climb the ladder, maybe they're offered, I don't know. I'm completely speculating, but it seems like things just get more and more, corrupt. That's what you're speaking to, right, D?
Yeah, absolutely. They get more and more corrupt. This is me just talking, and based on the things that I read and I look at. The higher you are, the more corrupt I feel that these people are. Now you're gonna have people, let's say like Cat Williams. He's a higher up. He's a third. He's a puppet right along with everybody else. He's just a controlled opposition puppet who has to play his. Everybody got to play their little part, and he's just the one that's he's playing his part of sow and divide. This is what the industry did to me, or this is what happened with these people inside this industry. But you've been knowing all this information, but yet you ain't said nothing. So to me, you're part of the problem, because you allowed the monster to be fed. So we have people like Cat Williams in those places and spaces that's going to look like they're part of the struggle and part of the movement and part of the culture, but they just as bad as the one who's basically out there doing what they doing.
Playing a role.
Yeah, they all playing a role, and for what I can see, all playing a role. TD Jakes, Tyler Perry, all these people, they all playing a role.
Let me see. I'm gonna finish this one, and then I'm trying to find something else in the background.
Okay.
Negro is inappropriate.
All right.
Negro.
Okay, you can begin your time again.
You're gonna spend our tax dollars to go, Michael Rodriguez. You said to take Trump to court to protect these illegals. You said you're gonna spend our tax dollars to take Trump to court to protect these illegals if they try to come in your district. And then you said all of y'all in cahoots with each other to do it. Okay, so now we about to make y'all famous. We're gonna let all y'all constituents know who y'all ratting for, that y'all wouldn't spend our tax dollars to protect illegals and to get them legal services. So that's what we're doing. That's cool, because we about to make all of y'all aldermen famous. Flip Chicago red. We not playing.
Yo. Hey, she cooking. Get on the channel, bro. Come get him. Hey, Trump, Tom Homan. I'm telling you, the people, they ready for January 20th. They heard what Trump and Tom Homan and them said. The news tell, oh, it's racist and unethical. Hey, the people said something different. They said black people will be against it. The black people said something different. Hey, I can't wait, baby.
Yeah, a lot of people are scared right now on the left.
They should be. They should be shaking in their boots. They should be pissing down their leg. Oh, I can't wait.
That's why that pardon was ironic timing.
That was him back Trump and green flag.
I wanted to get a little bit more, I think, on that pardon, y'all. Let me see.
I mean, they not lying. I mean, how are you going to go against your own government to continue to help illegal immigrants break the law? They broke the law coming here, and now you're going to continue to help them break the law by staying here, and then you're going to take legal citizens' resources to help build them up. Like, where is this nigga from?
Not like the ultimate?
Where is this nigga from? Like, you can't be an American.
Why is that not the ultimate insult? Like, that's can't they see that that's like the ultimate slap in the face? Like it's hard to believe you don't see it. It's more likely like um it would seem more likely that that trying to share this one.
And you still got idiots who would go out there and vote for these people, just like they was doing with Kamala Harris. Just like a lot of us did with Barack Obama. He taught me a real good lesson in 2012. The nigga didn't get my vote because I didn't look through colorism. I looked at what he actually was doing. And what he was doing was not aligning to what anything that I think where America should be going at. And unfortunately, we are right in the hot shit seat of the bullshit that Barack put us in with all this transgender, all this other, all this other shit that we're battling with, on top of still trying to be quote unquote first class citizens, still fighting for what people fought for in the damn 60s.
No.
Like we really haven't moved much collectively as a group of people.
But and I wonder, I can't help but wonder, like, if we probably had it better before there was all the, dare I say, integration.
Yeah, I definitely think so, because we had no choice but to deal with each other. If you got a gadget and I got a gadget, we put it together and we got a wadget. We bartered and trading. We helping keeping our resources, our dollars inside our communities. So the black dollar stretched a lot longer than what it was beforehand. Even we go back and look at some statistics now, we see, and even without looking at statistics, we can see in real time how our dollars are being, how we spend our dollars outside of our communities.
Right.
At a very, very large scale. Black Americans consume, we consume $2 to $3 trillion a year as consumers.
That brings me to something. I didn't know if I was going to talk about it or not, but how you feel about this holiday spending? Because I'm not a big holiday person on anything. I do enjoy, it is that time of year getting around family, and enjoying the food and the family. That's really what it is for me.
Right.
But I'm not big on anything particular about the days to me. But we spend, as a people, we spend so much money. The pressure to spend so much money. I wonder, I can't help but wonder what would happen if we took it all just one season, if we took that money and did something different, just took all that money, instead just tell everybody, yo, going in this direction, here's a card this year, but I love you, I thought of you, and and take that $20 or $30 you was gonna spend on them, put all that together. Maybe you get $500, maybe you have 1,000, maybe you have more, and you go ahead and say, I'm gonna invest over here in this crypto thing popping off right now. I'm gonna do something different. And and then you just let that sit there for the next 4 years and watch what it do, because it's gonna pop off,
Right.
even more so. And
well, that's what my family started
yeah.
doing before. At one time, my sister Grace and I, we're really adamant about not buying gifts and all that stuff for Christmas. We're bigger on birthdays, and said that's your day. We taking money and again spending outside of our communities, and then wonder why we broke come January, and then here come February, you using your tax money to get caught up on your bills from Christmas and shit. So what we have been trying to introduce to our family to start a new what's the word I'm looking for? Tradition, if you will, where we're not focusing on Christmas and these holidays. And if the money that you take, let's take that and put it into, maybe some CDs or some, Bitcoin or whatever whatever you do your due diligence and research on. So take that money and put that into into something that's going to potentially grow for you by the next year. And then as that money continue to increase, maybe you can buy, start buying, get together, start buying land and things of that nature. But I'm totally against commercialism with the holidays, because it's just another way to feed the machine, another way to feed the monster, where we're taking our resources and we're not putting it back into our homes, back into our communities, and building or trying to establish any type of generational wealth.
Yeah, for real, this is something I think needs to be talked about in the community, because everybody's looking for the next, shiny thing, look at, don't get me wrong, I like nice stuff and all that, but when do you, scale it back a little bit, take a breather, so you can, come up another day, you can come up or reach another level in finances, so that you can, can help more and can provide more. And then, heck, even if you want to be selfish with it, you'll be able to do more and have more for yourself by making some different choices for 1 year. And while we on that, when talking about holidays and stuff, let me say this, because this I think is hard for some people. What about these relatives we have that's in and out of jail, and we putting up our houses, taking out our savings and stuff to bail them out, and then they going right back. The recidivism rate and stuff like that. And so I'm saying, at some point you're gonna have to exercise some tough love and just say, look, that's it. You're gonna have to, whatever you did, you're gonna have to just be there on your own power. And I think that's another why not put it like this. If you're gonna take a risk, all right, if you're gonna borrow some money, if you're gonna put your house up and you're gonna go and get thousands of dollars against your house, why not let it be for some business venture that could actually work? Maybe it fails, but maybe it works. But take the money out for that, then your family member that really ain't showing that they trying to do nothing any different. Where does your money have a better chance? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but people still doing that, putting their house up for collapse. I guess.
Man, yeah. When they brother, they sister, they son, they daughter, or whomever get caught up with the law. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, all right, Biden was in a position to pardon his son, but everybody ain't in that position. So what do these parents resort to? Oh man, my son, my daughter, they locked them up. The bail money, but I need 10 grand. I ain't got but 2 or 3. Maybe if that. I hear the average American ain't got $500 in savings. So the thing is, when that happens, they be like, okay, I'm gonna, I could get a loan from the bank again for some like equity in the house or something like that. I can get the 10,000 that way, and they go and get the money that way. Now, you could have probably taken $10,000 and started some type of business.
Now you talking about the average Black American, or what? Because that ain't gonna fit a lot. That criteria ain't gonna fit a lot of people in the hood. Most people renting or staying in low income homes, housing. So are we?
No, they
What area
they
we
go to
talking about?
grandma. See, they go. Well, I don't know. I know that's what people from my era is doing. Because grandma and them and people like that, a lot of them did have their own houses, so they'll drop back like that,
They
and
did,
they'll
but now
lean back on grandma.
half of them ain't got it.
So now I don't. Maybe they getting a loan. I don't know. Maybe I don't know how they getting the loans, but I know it's still a loaner thing. It's not really coming up with even if it was, see, my point is not just that it's a loan, and that happens. My point is that you're taking a resource that you have and pouring it back into what? Here's your family member, right? Let's say, okay, they started off at a young age, in and out of juvie. All right. Then they got 18.
That's your first clue right there. That's red flag number 1.
Okay, so when they turned 18, they had to do some real time. So maybe they went away for 5 years for
red flag number 2.
Burglarizing the house. Okay, so they get out and they out for like a year or two. Then they go back in for armed robbery or some shit.
Red flag
and
number 3.
They end up for like 10 years, and then they get back out. And they thugging it, they wild or whatever. But they got a little job, you know what I'm saying? But then, shit went south, and now you got you in there on some charges, whatever the case may be, possession, having a firearm or whatever, and you're a felon and all that kind of stuff.
And I'll be a whole fool. Saying? I'll be a monkey's uncle if I put my shit up for your recidivism ass going round and round the world in the criminal world, and I'm gonna put my shit up for you. That's my fault. As a parent, that would be my fault. Because why am I doing this when I seen your track record? Now you're gonna have to sit this one out for a long time. Whatever you get is what you're gonna get. That's what we do as parents. I understand, but then again, that would be the parent's fault. Because all you're doing is enabling the behavior and with no change.
And I think that's that hard part though, right? That's the part for most people. It's so that's such an emotional thing, That's their baby. Especially, if that's your child. It's so
I get all that, but nah. You got, no. Yeah. You got to sit there. I'm sorry. You just have to sit there. I'm not losing my house because no, I can't do that. I can't. I can't do that. Ain't gonna happen, Captain. Nope.
Let me see.
Ain't gonna happen. No.
Play this one.
Queen Jean-Pierre stepping out to the podium and coming up with new excuses for why Joe Biden lied for more than a year about
what they said about the party.
He wrestled with these circumstances, these changing circumstances ultimately. And the combination of that, the president changing his mind and issuing, certainly led to the president changing his mind and issuing this pardon. There has been some circumstances that have changed this, right? Republicans not letting up, saying they won't stop. They're going to continue to do this. I mentioned the recent Trump appointees of legal enforcement positions, right?
You see how they do that? They
during the
Put
campaign.
Trump inside of it. You see what they do? Always, Trump did this.
Right.
Man, we deal with what Biden doing. I'm sorry, they always do that shit though. Always. This is so aggravating. Jesus.
Hey, so what if this? What if my uncle? I was talking to my uncle about some of this stuff, and he was bringing up okie doke because he was like looking at how I was talking to him about how they gave the Ukraine the mid-range missiles and stuff and how that escalated thing. And then he was saying, yeah, Biden approved that. That was kind of a problem. And then he was thinking, he was like, what if it's still not over with? He was like, he could still give him one last middle finger. He said he could resign and go ahead and make Kamala the first female president just for a little while.
Yeah, they could do that. I wouldn't put them to do some dumb shit.
And he was
like
that would cause Donald Trump to have to change all his merchandise. You know what I'm saying? From 47, because technically he'll be 48.
And they still gonna buy it, and what? So he get double money. So what? So what that mean for Trump? Now he get double money from 47 and from 48. People don't think. You go okay, and what you got now? Black America got their little first black female president for 2 hot seconds, and now Trump got money from being the 47th and the 48th president. So who pocket's getting fat? You know what I'm saying? Like you said earlier,
that's one way to look at it,
chess,
though.
not checkers. You know, chess, not checkers.
That's one way to look at it. I guess that could happen too.
Yeah, I wouldn't put them past it to do that. Yeah, you know, that's what they want. You know, if that's what they want, that's what they're gonna do. You know?
Hey, well, I don't know. There's still a few people watching, but I know if y'all want me to tell y'all that recipe, y'all let me know in the chat about the fire. And
anybody?
them
I don't know if anybody want to come up to Elisha. If anybody want to come up and I mean,
yeah,
because I'm heading to work. Anybody want to come up and kick it?
Anybody want to come on with me or bring anything, any videos too? Just come on. Let me see. I could. I guess I could just do it like this because it's kind of open right now. I guess I could post it like this. Thanks.
Yeah, I think just add the StreamYard to it. I'm back in the house. I left my damn phone somewhere.
Okay, I'll put that link up. Let me see. Let me play some more of this.
They would have they were out for retribution, and so no reason to not take them for the word.
And look who's back, Barack Obama, returning to the spotlight after tarnishing his legacy during the 2024 campaign. The former president sounding very bitter over what happened.
Since total victory is impossible and the country politically split down the middle, the result is a doom loop of government gridlock, even greater polarization. When I mentioned to a few friends that our foundation would be hosting a forum on democracy and pluralism, I got more than a few groans and eye rolls, especially since, as far as they were concerned, the election proved.
What'd you say, D?
I said, is this the video where he was yelling at Negro men for not Kamala Harris?
No, this ain't it. This ain't it. But I know what you're talking about. That was before.
Ooh, that
was
terrible.
Before the election. Yeah, it was.
Oh,
it looked like he was just walking out of a place when he did that, and he just stopped and was talking to him, and he got caught on camera.
He is not aging well at all. He is not aging well. I don't like that. Well,
it's so crazy because
the European side coming out.
The last time I voted, like before this last presidential, the last time I had voted was when he first ran. I haven't voted since then.
2000. Yeah, that was the last. I didn't vote. I haven't voted since 2012. I did vote in this last election because I voted for policy and not person or people. I don't care how well you speak or don't speak. What are you going to? How does your plan fit the American citizen? And then how does that trickle down to me, my family, my friends? You know, how does that affect us on the lower levels as well, up as in those spaces?
I feel like people act like that's bad. People act like it's so bad to to put America first.
Yeah.
Like that's bad to even say.
There's nothing wrong with putting America first, but it's also even better when we decide to put ourselves as quote unquote Black Americans above all. I'm not saying that to be, it's not to be prejudiced or anything like that, but for so long we don't put ourselves first at all. Like I love this country, but I love our people even more so because it's our people. Not saying I don't love all people, all races, but of course we're gonna have a natural affinity towards our own people. We That's going to be in any race, whether
I
people want to admit it
read,
or not.
I was reading some letters written by Benjamin Franklin because it came up in our story, and he was talking about how that's one of the things that's just natural to men to have those preferences over those that look like them.
Right. So when people say, Trump is racist and this and that, it kind of just makes me wonder, like, well, is he really racist, or is he just have a personal preference as this is my race? I'm gonna look out for. I love all races, but I'm gonna look out for my race as a number one. Like, so what's wrong with that ideology? Because it doesn't breed. To me, that's not racism. That's just maybe prejudice against. And not even in a bad way. That's just, you just prefer to do this way.
Exactly. Let me see. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to bring up the murder of the
the e-bike dude?
healthcare CEO.
We have some breaking news.
The e-bike dude. That's just so crazy.
Surveillance video from the fatal shooting of the United Healthcare CEO. And we do want to warn you that the video is, of course, disturbing.
And Bryn Gingras joins us. Bryn, take us through this video.
Yeah, Phil and Brianna. So we are only showing a few seconds of this video that CNN obtained, obviously, because it is very alarming to watch. Essentially, what we see in that video is the CEO, United Healthcare, Brian Thompson, walking toward the hotel here behind me, and behind him comes the suspected gunman that police are still searching for. So you could see how he approaches Thompson from the back. Before then, where we freeze the video, he fires those shots at Thompson. What you do not see from these 5 seconds, and I can tell you, is that we also see someone sort of running the opposite direction. So that is something, of course, that police are going to be looking into in this video, breaking it down frame by frame by frame to kind of figure out who might have witnessed this. They, of course, are going to want to talk to anyone who might have witnessed this. Again, it happened at the really front step of this entrance of this hotel, so there's possible some security there as well. And then, of course, follow the path of that gunman. As we already have learned, he flees from the scene, going down a back alley behind a theater that's across the street from the hotel where we are, and then hops on a bike where they basically lose his trail in Central Park. So again, we know that police are offering a $10,000 reward for any information that's going to help find this suspected gunman, but that manhunt is underway after this brazen shooting in Midtown Manhattan, guys.
All right, Bryn, if you can stand by for us, I want to bring in CNN security correspondent Josh Campbell. Josh, what stands out to you in this video?
Well, all indications is this looks like a professional hit job. You look at all the characteristics that we've seen from essentially lying in wait for the CEO to walk by. We can see on that video that Bryn obtained there that he essentially is behind a Suburban, the shooter, and as the CEO walks past, you see him then step out, the gun comes up on target, and he begins to fire. There is a level of sophistication that we can tell from the shooter from that video as well, and that is because as he's firing, we know that he used a suppressor on that gun. That's to muffle the sound. That is something that someone would use, obviously, if they don't want to draw attention to a particular shooting. And you see him, racking the slide of that gun, which typically happens on its own with a semiotic 9mm style gun. But when you have that suppressor there at the end, if you don't have perhaps the proper parts or it's not properly lubricated, that gun won't cycle. And so you see him essentially racking the slide for every round that he fires. And then also at one point, and this is what a police had indicated as well before we obtained this video, that the gun had malfunctioned at one point, and you actually see him doing a clearing drill on that gun. And this is something that those of us who worked in law enforcement practice on over and over, where you essentially have these so-called immediate action drills where they practice for a round not to fire. Either it can get dislodged, there could be a double feed of ammunition, but in this case the shooter quickly racks it, the slide gets it back up on target, continues to fire, and then finally he makes his way of escape. So he not only came there, obviously very stealthy, but he still has not been found. Reports are that he fled on a e-bicycle, which obviously within the city of New York, a place where you have tons of license plate readers that a vehicle could perhaps be picked up on. Instead, this person chose to use a bicycle, which is obviously provides a more agile means of escape there. And so again, a lot of characteristics here that show this is someone who clearly was operating with some level of sophistication. Of course, now the big question comes down to motivation. That's work that's going on behind the scenes right now as well by authorities.
That's crazy.
Bryn, what we saw in that video has been described. To actually watch it is.
Yeah.
That again, I agree with whoever that was talking about it being a professional hit. And anybody, like you said, who worked in law enforcement or even the military, you clear racket, pull it back racket, to clear your ammunition, to clear out the round. That's a drill that you got to know, because it doesn't happen as often as somebody may think that happens, where you got to clear your rack, clear out your, the magazine, the hole.
Mm-hmm.
But so sometimes you forget how to do that thing. But him showing that he wasn't nervous. His concentration was there. He knew exactly what to do if that malfunction happened. There was no fumbling. So he definitely got some type of military experience and or law enforcement experience and or a hired hitman experience, which usually comes from the latter two anyway. I worked in law enforcement. I was a CO for many years. You was in the military, so we know how to clear rack, But I might get up there and fumble because I ain't did it in so long. But this nigga here, he was ice cold with it. He was ice cold with it.
If you know what you about to go do,
right.
You on that mission too. Hey, you gotta account for anything like that going wrong, and by using that suppressor and the type of rounds it would have been, it might not have had enough energy in the kick and to push the slide all the way back, and that could have caused that thing to jam it.
Right.
And if he already know that, then he ready for that. He ready.
He ready.
Yeah.
He ready. And the silencer, you either get that from that's either military again, or you buy that off the black market. So all sides point to alleged hit, allegedly.
I saw one thing was saying that he could have made that could have made the silencer.
Use what, a potato?
No.
Oh.
Like I don't know how they making them, but it was saying that that was something that they could do, that they could make.
If we think that this government, that they don't know who this person is, clearly his face is on camera with a very clear shot, all his facial record. I watch CSI. I watch Criminal Minds all the time. They got the technology, they got the equipment. They know who this motherfucker is. They know. It's just too much information right there that they showing. They know who this Negro is. they know who he is. I don't even want to hear all that. They know. Then you gonna get on an e-bike.
Yeah.
How fast the e-bike go? What's the top speed?
Well, I think some of them can get up in 30s and 40 miles per hour.
Man, you got people who run faster than that.
But I don't think that they what they were saying is it make it more. He could move and weave in and out of stuff because it's New York City. It's pretty dense, right?
Yeah, and Central Park is pretty big, and it got tunnels, and you can go and you can get lost. You can get lost in Central Park. Central Park is pretty big.
Yeah.
But come on, the cameras and I think I seen some. I was watching a live yesterday. I think Voodoo Channel. Somebody in the comment was saying that you have to use a credit card to rent the e-bikes in New York. So the paper trail is there, or the electronic trail is there. They know who did
Well,
this. Like, come on, they
I
know.
wonder,
But
was it a rented e-bike? Maybe it was one that would have been pre-planted, by this person
I'm sure it
to be
was.
picked
I'm
up
sure it was.
later.
Because somebody,
And
I think one of my clients was telling me yesterday, he's in the military, he's ex-military, he worked a high sniper or something like that. But anywho, he was saying that on the casing or the bullet casing, it had something about deny health benefits. So as soon as he said that,
yeah,
it reminded me of the movie with Matt Damon and I think Claire Danes, and it's gosh, it was on the tip of my brain, but in this movie, it was about a huge health insurance company by the name of Great Benefit, where their thing was to always deny. So it's really giving me that whole be playing in a movie type of deal situation, because it's giving me the same vibe, literally the same vibe. I can't think of the name of the movie. I just watched that damn shit like about 2-3 weeks ago, but it's a real good movie. Just look up Claire Danes and Matt Damon. It's about the same storyline.
yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Shooter may have. Let's see. It looks like they got some kind of gun. Let's see what this one says.
The breaking news, we've got new details about the gun used by the suspected shooter. Police revealing just moments ago that they are looking into the possibility, as you look here, that the assassin used, right there, let's pause it, that gun in his hand as a veterinarian gun. That's a larger firearm. It's used on farms and ranches. Police are also revealing they're talking to Brian Thompson's family, as well as people he worked with and local law enforcement in Minnesota. They're saying so far they don't have any indications that the killing had anything to do with his personal life. Back with me now, the former Boston Police Commissioner Ed Davis and former NYPD Detective David Sarney. Okay, obviously, this is at this point moving very quickly here on this Friday night. Ed, can I just start with you? This gun, and we were freeze framing it there. We've heard about it, that there were a couple of jams, right, that might have had to do with the silencer so far, but now this new reporting, a larger sort of rifle used to put down animals on farms. What would that actually reveal about this killer, that he would have had such a gun?
Hi, Aaron. There certainly have been a number of theories as to why that gun had to be cocked so many times, and frankly, this is a valid explanation for it. If this is a specialized weapon that's used on a farm, it wouldn't need to be automatically able to fire after each round. It would be something that you could do a single shot with, and it appears as though that's what's happening here. Now, that would lead one to believe that there may be some nexus to rural areas of the country, and this is either someone who's been aggrieved by the insurance company, or maybe even an activist that is making a statement about business.
Right. So, David, this is obviously new information, but can I just ask you your instinct on how hard it would be to obtain something like this? And I guess to state the obvious, I don't want to say a normal person, because we're not talking about a normal person, but it isn't obviously the first, second, or even third, or even 15th kind of thing you'd think of in terms of a gun, right? It is very specific, right?
Definitely very specific, and accessibility always deals with firearms. And that's why when this video came out, everybody was already making perceptions. And the benefit of this is when you start researching this and start doing the work, you find out more nuances about this firearm. We thought it was jammed, as former commissioner said. This is an unusual type of firearm to bring, but it comes back to accessibility. Someone had access to this. Did the shooter have it? Did he obtain access from someone else? Did he steal the gun from a location? And there is some slight of proficiency in utilizing the firearm. So is he the one that owned that gun? Because that gun is, usually when it comes to firearms, the gun usually floats from place to place, person to person. Usually when it comes to the legal firearm, this might be something that he possessed, or he obtained possession of it from someone else.
John, obviously a lot of new developments today. The idea, first of all, on this gun is interesting. The idea that it could be a veterinary, or a gun that veterinarians use.
Yeah, what Chief Kenny is talking about is
that's crazy.
after this
about that
assassination, you know, the NYPD went to its firearms experts and said, what is this gun with this enormous silencer? And they examined it closely. It's a blurry shot, but they also looked at the way he was manipulating the weapon. And they said, you know, that looks like the B&T VP9. Now, as you see, it has this large extended silencer that is screwed onto a threaded, rather short barrel. But the way the gun works is you fire it with that trigger, and then it doesn't automatically load the next round. You have to pull back on the rear of that slide and then let it go to eject one round and feed the next in. If we look at that videotape,
I think, y'all, he meant for them shell casings to be found, like, you know, and I think it said deposed or something like that. Oh man, I don't have the clip, but yeah, it was like 3 D words that begin with like D. I think that they wanted those particular things to be found. He wanted those shell casings to be found. That was part of the message. That's my 2 cents on that.
Taken during the actual shooting, you see him fire the gun, he's pulling back, firing the gun.
So it's not necessarily that it jammed per se.
Right. So that's the question. And here's the investigative conundrum, which is he's manipulating that gun that appears to be this, you know, kind of assassin's weapon. But they also found shell casings on the ground, but they also found live rounds. So the question is, was he familiar enough with the working of the weapon?
Right.
Did he?
It does look like in the second, I mean, there's, if we re-rack it, he fires, he does it, he fires, I mean, he like there, and then he fires, and then he seems to like tap it 2 or 3 times.
Right. So either he's undergoing a malfunction because he doesn't know how that weapon works, or, I mean, it's a blurry shot. It may be another weapon, even a ghost gun with a large suppressor or silencer.
Scott, what do you
on
make
the
of it?
end?
Like you mentioned, either there was a malfunction where he was doing the drill tap rack ready to cycle another round in there, or he got overzealous and he cycled 2 rounds there instead of just pulling it back and letting 1 round cycle into the chamber.
But there's a weird cultural thing here. I mean, you wouldn't be committing a professional murder with a veterinary's gun, but this gun is based on the design of something called the well rod. And even going back to the British and the Allied forces in World War II in the 1940s, the well rod was the assassin's weapon. It when you fire it with that suppressor, you get a sound like a book hitting a table in a library.
And the idea of why a vet would have that is so that it doesn't disturb, I guess, other animals.
Exactly. It's practically silent. It's a significant round. It's a 9mm round. And it's meant for close-up killing. It's meant for vets to kill an animal by shooting it in the head or somewhere, you know, that's going to be fatal. But it would work the exact same way on humans very effectively and extraordinarily quietly.
Juliet, if he's going, I mean, if he commits this murder, gets on the bike, goes through Central Park, goes up to, you know, into the 80s on the West Side, hops in a cab, goes to the bus station, I assume those are all things if he came to this city, there's not a lot of people who aren't from this city would even know about that bus station up by the George Washington Bridge. And I don't know if that's one of the things in the 10 days of reconnaissance that while he was in the city that he learned about, but there can't have been at that time in the morning that many buses going to places from that bus terminal by the George Washington Bridge. I don't know how busy that terminal is, but it's got to be less busy than Port Authority.
Right. And
I don't know, y'all. So we I guess they still don't have motive yet. So I don't know. Professional, not professional. We shall see. I wanted to let me see. Go to something else right quick. Keeping the party going. The fear-mongering about Trump. I guess this is when he was talking about, you know, they did all this talking about Trump being a dictator, and some of the jokes. So I wanted to get on to some of that, a little bit more Trump talk here. Let's see. this one. Stop sharing now. Share this tab. And this was a while ago, but let's
Donald Trump really said it. He'll be a dictator for a day if reelected.
He says, "You're not going to be a dictator, are you?" I said, "No, no, no, other than day one."
Trump made the extraordinary vow at a town hall in Iowa, moderated by Fox News host Sean Hannity, who was attempting to quell fears that Trump would exact revenge on his political enemies.
You are promising America tonight you would never abuse power as retribution against anybody.
Except for day one.
A promise from Donald Trump to be a dictator. Trump's comments are sparking outrage today.
Stunning comments about a potential second term.
Think about it. If any other politician in American history were asked the question, are you going to be a dictator? No.
Fox News brushed it off as a joke.
He was joking about those dictator comments. What he did there is brilliant. He made it into a joke.
Despite the rumors, Trump will not be attending tonight's Republican primary debate in Alabama, sponsored by News Nation. It'll mark Megyn Kelly's return to the moderator's chair. She made a personal plea to Trump. This would be spectacular. Mr. President, you would be more than welcome, and we would love to have you. But no dice.
Check this out. I think, joking or not joking. Come on, y'all. Dictatorship. This is still America. This is still America, and let's keep it real. What do you mean dictatorship? And he's already been in office one time. When you say dictatorship, what type of things are you thinking will be allowed or that are going to go down that would be the same as Hitler? Because that was what everybody was pushing. Everybody was pushing, oh, this man is the equivalent of Hitler. So I'm not seeing it. And I think we went, went a little bit too far. The lefty media went a little bit too far with those claims. And let me see. I want to play this clip from the Sky News poll. Let me see. Can I put that up? I have to share it this way. Hold on 1 second. Present. Also want to talk about the Pentagon audit, y'all. Did y'all know the Pentagon failed the audit? Almost $1 trillion, almost.
Donald Trump is on the march, and over at Lefty MSNBC, they're taking the results well. Obviously, extremist fascists are the only explanation.
It's a pure Project 2025 in miniature in Florida, and that kind of extreme, sort of extremist, right-wing, fascist type government in Florida, does that make it a more attractive place?
Or how about some random allegations of voter suppression?
That's the largest number of Black voters available, and they are deeply suppressed in terms of their ability and access to the ballot.
And if in doubt, just rip up the rules.
Issue an apology to all of those states that we have not mentioned. It's not our fault. It's the founding fathers.
Apparently, it's a dictatorship.
The threats to do mass deportation and a violent start to his dictatorship on day one, and you name it.
And that was just the last few hours. Imagine the next few years.
Hold on, y'all. This one, the Pentagon. I guess it's let's try this one. It's supposed to be about the Pentagon, y'all. I hope they gave me the right video. Okay, here it goes. Let's go right here. 830 billion. Now, this ain't the first time this happened. This is like the 7th one in a row, y'all. That's I don't know about y'all, but I'm kind of excited about the Doge agency and seeing what's gonna come of that. Now, I do realize it's gonna hurt a lot of folk, especially if there's some, these layoffs. If that's what's to come, it's gonna hurt. But I urge people to also try to understand in their position at where they are in their leadership position, their job is to do and what's best overall, considering it as a country and not on an individual basis. That's just the truth of the matter of how they got to make their decisions now. A lot of people don't understand that, especially if you've never been or had to be in a leadership position. But that's really the thing. That's what they got to make decisions based on that. And if it will be better for America in the long run to run more efficiently. So hey, I think y'all can put your comments up, but that's what I see. Let me see. I was saying that again. I wonder if y'all can hear it. Hold on, I wonder if y'all can hear it. It was saying that button again. It was saying, hold up, y'all. It had a little red dot on it again. Okay, right here. Share.
To the Department of Defense could obviously represent real change here, but what's the problem? Why can't they pass an audit?
The problem is no one's ever held accountable. No one's ever fired when they can't find the money or when there's massive fraud or waste. These bureaucrats have been running the country for decades and it's not working. And so Donald Trump, I see, he's not a threat to democracy. He is absolutely a threat to the bureaucracy that's been in D.C. for decades. And this can't come fast enough. This should be a use it or lose it type of theme when the new administration and these disruptors come in. There's so much that we can change and be far more efficient. We shouldn't be spending millions of dollars in Russia, for example, to train cats on treadmills. That's the kind of thing your U.S. tax dollars has been paying for, including puppy parts and wet markets in China. We don't need to be doing that. There's so much waste across the board.
It's unbelievable. But I mean, look, I'm sorry, but you and your colleagues are the stewards of this, right? You're supposed to be representing the people. So what? It's gone off the rails. If we've got all of this money that's being appropriated and it's actually nonsense.
I agree with you, Maria, which is why I always vote against these spending bills, the massive omnibuses and continuing resolutions that continue the drunken spending for years. I voted against every single measure because I'm not going to go along to play along. I don't have friends in Washington. I'm not there to make friends. I'm there to work for the American people.
Okay. Well, we're going to be watching your work because something's got to give here. We can't keep saying, well, oh, we can't find the money. Oh, we wasted more money. It's outrageous. And the good news is that the American people are now onto it. Meanwhile, President Biden authorized Ukraine to use U.S.-provided long-range weapons to strike deep inside of Russia. It's the first time that this has happened, just weeks before President-elect Trump returns to the White House. So now he's actually moving. The Kremlin responding this morning saying this would escalate the war. Donald Trump Jr. posted this on X saying this: the military-industrial complex seems to want to make sure they get World War III going before my father has a chance to create peace and save lives. Congresswoman, your reaction?
Well, I am deeply concerned about Trump's ability to diffuse a situation with his inauguration just weeks away here. The policy change.
I wanted to pause it and just say, you know, that to me is another thing that is just appalling. Him going ahead and allowing them to use those weapons and escalating things, and where Russia took this. Russia took this to a level to let everybody know, like, look, if we want to do something to you, we can do it, and you can't stop it. Because you just have to look at the capabilities, and you know, the government it's very advanced. It's for sure. It's a lot of things we don't know that they can do. But what Putin put up by using one missile that could carry multiple warheads, and all those warheads had the ability or the capability of being nuclear. That's next level game changer, because you can't just shoot that down, and it was already hard enough to shoot down one missile, according to some of the people that's done the research. And I mentioned before on the show, Annie Jacobson. Y'all check this stuff out. And while we've raised a generation where the whole nuclear threat of nuclear war has not been a thing, but I still remember when they would have us do the little drills and come out on the hall and have them put your head between your knees and all that kind of stuff right there. So y'all, hey, I don't know. I hope this nuclear thing don't pop off. Let's keep going.
Change just in the last few weeks of the year is concerning, but obviously we also want Ukraine to win, and there has to be a balance here. We'll see what the next few weeks, what happens in the next few weeks with this new policy.
But do you agree what Don Jr. is saying, that it's basically, look at all of this, like the fire is escalating. Trump is inheriting a Mideast on fire.
Yes, Trump is inheriting many conflicts overseas, to include Hamas vis-a-vis Israel, the Houthis, Hezbollah. Trump has said that he wants peace in Ukraine and wants to negotiate that peace deal. And what this will do is escalate, I do believe, over the next few weeks, escalate tensions overseas. No one wants World War III. We all want peace. This stuff has to end. But also the policy of Biden changing this at the last minute is deeply concerning for me. And I have questions as we go into the next couple of weeks on House Armed Services. I have a lot of questions on what's happening overseas and how our U.S. military assets are going to be utilized right in the days before Trump is sworn into office.
What do you believe to be the priority of the 119th Congress?
Well, I hope that the priority of the 119th Congress is putting the American people first. That is inflation and spending, illegal immigration and border security, but also women's issues. I represent a district where I won 4 years ago by 1 point. I overwhelmingly won this year by 17 points because I've been talking about and legislating on the issues that the majority of voters care about in my swing district. And that should be the priority of the next Congress. We'll see if we can deliver. It's going to take a lot of work and a lot of tough decisions, and people needing to have the backbone to make really tough decisions and tough votes to do right.
All right, all right. So I'm pausing right there. Just a few topics, covering this stuff, y'all, and looking at this shooter thing, looking at how they paint it. We got the pardon. I'm just lumping everything and kind of trying to review it. Y'all, we still got a few days to go, and before the man take office, And who knows what can happen between now and then. Anything can still happen. So I wouldn't put it past these people. Anything can still go down. We are coming to a close. I wanted to say to those that have been waking and baking. All right, this is episode 2. We're gonna do every Saturday right now, every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're gonna, talk about something. If you're wondering what we on, what we doing. So I had this recipe, right? I'm gonna share this recipe. I'm just gonna share it verbally. But if you want, you can hit me up in the comments or whatever. I could share it with you or print. It's a little recipe, right? So it's called a firecracker. So what you do when you have the to make this, let me see. To make this, let me see, because might be easier if I read it a little bit. All right. So to make this is what you have to do. So you preheat your oven to 250 degrees. Once you get your oven to 250 degrees, you take your product, you take your greenery or whatever, and you grind that up, finely. Now the thing is, it's kind of hard to dose. I haven't really measured out, what I do or whatever, but just enough. I would say just enough if you had a graham cracker, like a regular square, not the rectangular, but just a square portion of a graham cracker. If you were able to have about that much, or if you were to pat the grinded greenery out flat, and it would be about maybe I'll say about about 3 sheets of paper, 4 sheets of paper thick, and you put it out on a piece of aluminum foil, and you want to fold that foil over it to kind of in a way that kind of would seal in any fumes. And you take that and you put that in your oven at 250 degrees for 20 minutes, right? 20 minutes, and you let that sit in there for 20 minutes. When that's done, you're going to take it out, and then you're going to turn your oven up to 325 degrees. You want it to go up to 325. So turn the oven up to 325. Then you're going to take a graham cracker. Now you can use Nutella or you can use peanut butter, something that's fatty like that. So you take the peanut butter and you put it on the graham cracker, and then you take the greenery that's now brown and you sprinkle it evenly all over the top. Now that should, you pat it down into the peanut butter. Take another graham cracker, you spread that with peanut butter, right? And then you just boom, make a sandwich, right? Cover that sandwich with foil, lock in all the goodness. Put that in the oven at that 325 degree temperature for 25 minutes. Okay. At 325, 25 minutes. Y'all, when you take this out, I'm going to say if you're experienced, you could break one square into 4s. Only do 1/4. Only do 1/4, okay? All right, 1/4, okay? 1/4. Because it's interesting delivery system. It sneak up on you and it's smooth. But just wanted to put that much out there. And let me see if I can get my video back up here, because I want to go out on that. Yeah. All right. Peace, family. We're gonna go ahead and be out of here. I'm gonna end with Chief Kali, Capitone Strong.
Dirty South, Southeast, Midwest, my piece, up top, down deep, East Coast, Northeast, copper skin, gold teeth, good green, good eats, cornrows, roll neat, big mama, big chief, still here, ain't gone, told lies, lied on, done dirty, Done wrong, Jim Crow shit, niggas ain't fold. Our land, our home, leave where? Ain't going. Big bricks, up north, down south, red soil. Real tears, real fears, cards stacked, cards hid, games played, snakes near, Coattail Pro, leaders got killed. Shotguns, big house, red clay, big mounds, cornbread, being fed, red bones, dark brown. This is for the tribes I know, copper tone strong, all my folks. Prisoners of war, identity, change name, gone land stone. This is for the home of the brave. This is for the land of the free. This is for them real Indians, past to the present, looking like me. This is for the tribes I know, copper tone strong, all my folks. Prisoners of war, identity, change name, gone land stone. This is for the home of the brave. This is for the land of the free. This is for them real landlords, past to the present, looking like me. Landlords, big and small, Seminoles, Chickasaws, Choctaws, Cherokees, all tribes in between. His story been wrong, our story getting told. No ships, no boats, been here, been home. TPs didn't own, out west didn't roam. Fried bread, hell no. Soul food, that's gold. Raw troops unfold our story, rewrote our land, our home. Leave where? Ain't going. This is for the tribes I know, copper tone strong, all my folks. Prisoners of war, identity, change name, gone land stone. This is for the home of the brave. This is for the land of the free. This is for them real Indians, past to the present, looking like me. This is for the tribes I know, copper tone strong, all my folks. Prisoners of war, identity, change name, gone land stone. This is for the home of the brave. This is for the land of the free.